Welcome to Aunt King's Cooking Show. Today we'll be making mashed potatoes. Yay! I'm making mashed potatoes because I think they're a good snack, and potato in Vietnamese is khoai. Khoai thai. Well, whatever. Well, to make mashed potatoes, you'll need potatoes. That's the key ingredient. So I'm using russet potatoes. Well, I use them because they're tasty, and I just feel like they just have a better taste. They look like that. They're big, kind of. They have like this texture on their skin. Yeah, so you don't really need like butter, cream, or milk, or salt and pepper in the mashed potatoes. You can just use potatoes, but I'm just making my way. So potato, milk, butter, salt and pepper. Well, you need a cutting board. You can put the potatoes on. You can put the potatoes on. You need salt. Garlic powder. I like garlic powder. You need some butter. Pepper. A masher. Or a blender if you want to make it smoother. A peeler. A big boy knife. And a pot. Any pot will do. You gotta boil the water. You gotta boil the water. You gotta boil the water. Okay. Now you have to wash the potatoes and, yeah, wash them. You gotta make them edible. And then now you peel the potatoes. So you have to cut, well, after that entire vigorous process, you'll end up with like a white potato. So after this, you should cut this. You should cut this because it would be a lot faster to boil, and they're just more convenient to mash up. So you might want to cut it up into little pieces, like keep it together into small discs, and keep them about the same thickness because then they'll cook evenly. This is the most dangerous part, so don't cut yourself. And if you cut yourself, you can't sue me because I already made a disclaimer. And on the end part, if you don't want to cut yourself, just cut them into fours like that. So there. And since you already pre-boiled like the water, if it's not boiling by now, you can just set the potatoes to a side, or if it's already boiling, you can just dump it in. So it's kind of boiling, so I just dump it in. Dump it. And to tell if the potatoes are done, you can just poke a chopstick through it and see if it goes smoothly in. If it's not, just leave it in a lot longer. When the boiling water exceeds like to the point where it's like jumping out of the pot, lower the heat to like medium low. And to know, just poke a chopstick through the potatoes, and if it glides through easily, then you know it's done. Pour out the potatoes. And then you pour it back in. And you should start mashing them a tiny bit. Okay, smash them a tiny bit, and then take any milk, cream, or whatever you want to put in it. And if you feel like that's not enough, just pour in more. Like this right now. This is the perfect opportunity for a blender. If you just don't want to go through all of this, just use a blender. Right there. Not finely, but you can, when doing that, take your pepper, sprinkle in to taste, season to taste. Okay. Salt. And you can take butter. Just add more creaminess to it. There. Put that in. And if you feel like you don't have enough, just put in more. Because butter is delicious. Mix that all around. And the thing that I like the most in my mashed potatoes is garlic powder. Garlic powder just has like this nice garlicky taste because garlic and butter is great. And the reason there's no measurements is because you just gotta feel it. You need to get a feeling. Once you make it enough, you get a feeling for it. So you just put in some garlic powder. Lots of garlic powder. And you don't need garlic powder, but garlic powder is delicious. So you might want to add that in. Let's put in a bit more milk. Potato fact. The largest ever grown potato in the Guinness World Record book weighed more than 18 pounds. So yeah, it's kind of big. That makes a good mashed potato. And French fry lovers consume more than 4 million tons of French fries. So it's kind of like the Asian equivalent of rice. So once you've done mashing, or feel like you've pulverized it enough, or just put it in the blender, you get a nice, good mashed potato. There. Oh. Smells good.
Does it taste good?
Of course it will. It'll taste great. Here's my salt. And some garlic powder. And garlic powder contains a tiny bit of like salinity, so you might not even need the salt, but yeah, you can just use garlic powder. Have a taste. These are real people, not actors. I need to taste it now. Use more pepper. See, this is why there's no measurements. No measurements needed. You can put greens in here, like what are they called? Green onions in here. You can put them in there, make them taste good. You can also put this in, you can also just make this into a little pancake. Like just put,
That's another episode.
yeah, but that's another episode. You can serve it like that. You can serve it like this in a bowl or however way you want. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in for Anking's cooking show and bye.